We have got this conviction not through their help, not through the officials there in Brunswick, but in spite of the officials there in Brunswick. The Ahmaud Arbery case came to an end today, as far as the actual conviction part of it. Travis McMichael was the one who fired the fatal shots at Ahmaud Arbery that day while he was jogging, suspecting him of a burglary that he had no evidence of. But his father, Greg McMichael, and their friend, William Roddy Bryans, who doesn't get enough credit. Because without him, they may not have been able to actually catch up with Ahmaud Arbery. All of them were convicted of murder, felony murder. But Travis was given a special blend of felony murder with malice. What's important to note is that all three men could face as much as 30 years in prison. The mother of Ahmaud Arbery, Wanda Cooper, said she never thought this day would come. It seemed impossible. She almost could not believe it. Remember, folks, this took place in February 2020. The McMichaels weren't arrested until May. Months later, they were arrested. Took a long time. And the part of them being arrested was some film that was leaked. Now, I know a lot of people, we're going to get to the film leaking and all of that stuff, but I want everyone to take this in for a moment and realize, yes, this is a good thing that we got a conviction in this case. I'd like to know how it could go any other way if this country has any semblance of justice. Once again, it was all on tape. Once again, this young man had no weapons. Once again, he was not committing a felony. Trespassing is not a felony. The defense was inept, horrible, and stupid. And not to mention very racist. I'm very happy to see that they did not get rewarded for their racist tactics against Ahmaud Arbery. Being as Ahmaud Arbery didn't have a lengthy jacket that they could bastardize and misuse in order to paint a false narrative about Ahmaud Arbery, they stooped so low as to go on a weird foot fetish about toenails. Very weird shit. And with the mother in the courtroom. The trial also had some extra doses of racism in it, including the fact there was only one black person on the jury. Very surgically removed all black people from the jury, even though this crime occurred in a neighborhood in the county that is 25% black. Weird, right? Also, we had a situation where a defense attorney named Goff for William Bryan kept ushering in this notion that he could get a mistrial for things as innocuous as who was in the courtroom at the time of the proceedings. Yeah, that's what he wanted a mistrial over. Al Sharpton's here. I'm so glad the judge threw that shit out like a baseball. Going to hell. And he didn't try it just once. He tried it like 3 times. Oh my God, Reverend Barber's here. Oh my God! Ahmaud's father's here. How many black people are going to show up? Oh, his mother's here. That's right. Ahmaud Arbery had support in the courtroom. But it was all trying to lay this foundation that the jury would be so intimidated by the presence of black people that they could not do their jobs. Well, they came back with a verdict in less than 10 hours. That's right, it only took them 10 hours to come back. And I was sitting here watching this whole thing thinking, the longer this takes, the worse I feel about it. I guess at some point the jurors may give us a peek inside to find out why it took so long. But I was expecting them to do like a revolving door, walk in the store and come right back. As if they forgot their mask in their car. That's how quick I expected them to do this. I saw it going the other way once I looked at all the evidence. Of course, we got our bigots and our assholes online who want to depict it a different way. Maybe Ahmaud Arbery had other intentions when he went into the construction site that had no door and no windows on it. An empty building. Maybe he wanted to carry around some cinder blocks in his bare hands. I mean, all of the fantastic, stereotypical nonsense, bullshit, bastardized, racist nonsense that they pulled out of their ass to try to throw the conviction. I'm glad it did not work. I'm glad they saw through it. The jury deserves our respect and acknowledgement. So fine, guys. I don't want you to be happy, though. Don't be happy. Now, I know my punk-ass deniers of racism. I'm going to say Tim Black's race baiting. We like our niggas happy, Johnson. Oh, we want our Negroes to be happy. See? We gave you these gifts on the platter. They're McMichaels, who nobody wants. This guy, this goofy, corny, William Roddy. In fact, if it wasn't for William Roddy, he should be our best friend. Our best friend is a bigot. And stupidly and clumsily is the only reason why we actually have a conviction. Because if it were not for that tape, we would not have had that tape leak. And we would not have a conviction right now. I'm positive of that. But they're going to say, Tim Black, why are you being so negative? Take this gift that is given to you by white America and rejoice, brother. It proves we have no racism. It proves our system works. Oh, Lord, hallelujah. In the space of a 5-day space, we have Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty and these people found guilty, whoever they are. See, Ahmaud Arbery's case got very little media attention. Everyone was focused on Kyle Rittenhouse. I know because I covered them both. From bail to bail. Now, folks, when I tell you don't be excited about this, it's because I'm looking out for us. I'm looking out for black folks. That's what I'm looking out for. And I want you to know, this case, they did everything they could to prevent this shit from being the outcome that you now have. There was a strategic, systemic ploy to keep this case from going to trial. Not only to keep it from going to trial, but to never even have these guys arrested. Yes. So we cannot take our eye off the ball and think, oh, this means that people treat us like human beings, that our lives matter. Well, if our lives matter, would it have taken months before we brought charges or arrested the McMichaels? I mean, they had the film automatically right away. William walked in showing the film like, hey. They didn't think they would get arrested, let alone convicted. So they brought the film as a way to exonerate themselves. See, look, DA, this is what happened. This is what we had to do. We can't have Negroes running through our neighborhood. See, he ran at me. I had to kill him. I had to get it on. They thought that the tape exonerated them. And it did. It did exonerate them. There's a district attorney or former district attorney by the name of Jackie Johnson. Jackie Johnson, a white woman, Brunswick DA, 10 years, friends with Greg McMichaels, refused to charge Travis McMichael, the shooter, but she told police officers not to arrest them. She's now been indicted and will face charges herself. Folks, after seeing the tape, these officials saw no reason to even arrest the McMichaels for any charge, let alone murder. Let me make sure people get this. After they saw the tape, after the prosecutors and the DA saw the tape, the film, the same film we're using now, the same film that got a conviction, they decided there's no reason to bring charges. Don't arrest these guys. They did nothing wrong. They agreed with the actions taken by the McMichaels and Bryans. They stated their claim, their careers on it. So while we have people buzzing in our ears, telling us how happy we should be, we have got this conviction not through their help, not through the officials there in Brunswick, but in spite of the officials there in Brunswick. The reason why we have this conviction is because someone leaked these tapes online. And those leaking of those tapes caused us to get involved, us to protest, us to make noise. That's why you have this conviction. Now do you see why I'm concerned about the Rittenhouse ruling? If it wasn't for us making noise in the streets, making noise everywhere we could, we do not have this case going to trial. We do not have these guys arrested. This is a perfect scenario of that Scooby-Doo shit. Well, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. So we need the kids to keep meddling, because the kids meddling is what got us this conviction. Too many white people and a lot of dumb, cooling-ass black people want to make this about how evolved we are. It's not evolved if you have to be forced to do it. Hey man, if you never take your wife out for dinner, you don't rub her feet, you never clean a dish, and then you finally resort to doing it once you find another number in her hand or in her purse, or she's leaving your ass, all of a sudden you catch religion and decide, baby, you can take her out. It don't really mean the same thing, does it? And what happens when you do something like that? Well, when you do something for disingenuous reasons. When you're only doing the thing you should have already done because your back is against the wall and you might lose something, or you're ashamed of yourselves, or you're trying to hold on to your place. Well, she leaves you anyway, doesn't she? Yeah, she leaves you anyway, because no one likes disingenuous assholes. No one likes somebody doing something just because they think they have to do it. That's what happened in this case. America backed its way into Justice Johnson, and that is nothing to celebrate. So for all of you out there who are trying to make this the evil Tim Black, and you know what? It's fine. You know what? It's fine if you think I'm the evil one, if you want to say I'm divisive. Because if you hate me, if you're pissed off with me, if you dislike me, if I enrage you, that's only because I'm doing my motherfucking job. Because your comfortability is causing the death of my people. Your comfortability, your ability to stay comatose in your suburban bubble, in your white bubble with white fragility, your nonsense beliefs of patriot America, your nationalism, your apple pie, your American baseball bullshit, only results in the death of us. You don't mind us dying. You just want us to be quiet about it. You don't mind cops getting away with murder. You just want us to shut up and not break windows. You want to make sure the target doesn't get any damage. So guys, folks, Tim Black's Wolfpack, all my Johnsons, don't give them this. They don't deserve it. And don't you be lulled to sleep. Don't you fall into the trap of believing it's all good. This ain't all good, Johnson. They only did this shit because they had to. They only did it because we fought for it. And if we want them to continue to do it, we got to continue to fight for it. Don't be one of those morons that think everything's all good and we're post-racial because Obama got elected. Whoever leaked that tape of the McMichaels and Bryans killing Ahmaud Arbery, that's a hero.
Yeah.